The next adventure for Batman continues in World's Fair Comics, Volume 1, Number 2, with a cover date of July 1940. Bruce and Dick are enjoying a day at New York's World's Fair. They decide to go look at the city of tomorrow in the Perisphere. A few miles away from the fair, disaster strikes when a suspension bridge seems to melt and collapse right in front of some horrified onlookers. Hearing about the bizarre incident over the radio, Bruce and Dick have to cut their time at the fair short. Dick will scope out the bridge, and Bruce will give his good friend Police Commissioner Gordon a visit to see if he can get any information about the strange occurrence. At the police station, Bruce is filled in on the crumbling bridge when a man named Travers bursts into the commissioner's office, telling Gordon that his company built that bridge, and right after its destruction, he received a letter saying that if he doesn't pay $300,000 to this mystery person, they will destroy Travers' newest bridge that's still under construction. Gordon tells Travers to settle down. No one can just melt the bridge. It's probably just a quackpot trying to cash in on the incident. The steel was probably defective. Bruce wonders to himself if the bridge really was destroyed by the writer of the letter. At the accident site, Dick tries to see if he can gather any important clues. At the bridge, Dick sees a woman being chased by two men. They catch up to the woman and threaten to slap her silly. This is enough for Dick to swing into action. He takes the men down with ease, even after threats of pinning his ears back. A shin kick and two uppercuts later, Dick has taken care of the situation. Now where's that woman? Dick looks around and the woman is gone, but what's worse is these two men weren't criminals. They're detectives. Or as they said, "We're dicks, you little brat." Dick apologizes to the two dicks, but as they left, a thought occurs to him. These two acted more like dicks than detectives. I'm gonna let Bruce know about this. After telling Bruce his story, they decide they'll have to play the waiting game. 2 days later at the new Travers Bridge location, the middle of the bridge falls apart just as the letter had said. Travers is ruined. The next day in the paper, another warning to a different construction company, the Flavin Company. This time for $500,000. Later that night, Batman and Robin go to check out the Flavin Bridge. Arriving at the bridge, the dynamic duo spot some men, so they leap into action. Batman gives the first man the old dick twist, then throws him baseball style at the other three men. Dick tightropes his way across the cables of the bridge unnoticed by two gunmen who are working on something on the girders below him. Tying a rope around the girder above the unsuspecting men, Robin swoops in, pulling one of the losers off, sending him careening right into an amazing uppercut landed by the Batman. Weirdly, the man in the brown suit is still standing, so Batman lands another right cross to his face. But even weirder than that, the man in the blue suit somehow jumped down from the girder above and has a gun trained on Batman's back. And even weirder than the first and second really weird things about this fight, Robin, still on the rope, swings down and kicks the blue-suited man who should have known Robin would have been up there still, since he was there when Robin took down the guy in the brown suit, which started the whole debacle to begin with. Ugh. So after kicking the man in the back, Robin punches him in the face. Batman and Robin examine the thing the men were working on. They wonder what it is. A woman's voice from behind them says she can tell them what it is and what it does. Robin says, "That's the woman I was telling you about, Batman." The woman tells her story. She lives with her scientist uncle, Dr. Hugo Vreekill, and he found a way to destabilize the atoms that make up steel. He can displace all the molecules, destroying any steel structure using what he calls his sender and receiver. He said he would be the most powerful man in the world holding this technology over anyone in the steel construction business, unless they pay him for protection money. He gathered a bunch of criminals to carry out his plans, and when I learned of this, I escaped. That's why his men are still after me. Batman asks her what her uncle intends to do next. She explains to him that he's going to free a bunch of dangerous criminals from the state penitentiary to join his organization, and then he will destroy half of the finished Monarch building. Batman and Robin take off to the Batplane. They have a prison break to try and stop. Inside the prison, some of the worst inmates are freed. The guards pull their guns, but these prisoners are armed with Vreekill's metal killing machine, and the guards' guns melt like butter in their hands. The prisoners race to the yard when a gigantic shadow in the shape of a bat flashes above them. Capsules drop from the Batplane, and huge clouds of gas immobilize the dangerous men. Leaping out of the Batplane and into action, Batman directs Robin to pick up one end of a fallen flagpole. Using the pole as a battering ram, the two heroes knock down the prisoners like bowling pins. They tie up the men and make themselves scarce. I'm sure the police would love to have both Batman and Robin behind bars for their vigilantism. Back to the Batplane and onto the Monarch building. They're sure Vreekill's men are already planting one of his steel-melting devices. Over the Monarch building, Robin spots a group of men. Batman puts the controls of the Batplane to hover, and the two quickly get to work foiling the professor's latest destruction attempt. Hanging from a suspended ladder, Batman kicks 3 men right in their faces. Where they land, I don't know, because the man in the orange suit runs off with the receiver, so Robin chases after him. Cornered with nowhere to go, the frightened man turns and throws the receiver at Robin, hitting him directly in the head, causing him to fall from the steel beam with only one way to go: down. Recklessly, Batman jumps towards a rope and hopes to catch the free-falling Robin. Grasping the rope, he swings around, catching Robin, landing him safely on one of the steel beams. Batman turns and swings again, this time landing a kick on the green-suited thug. Now for the man who almost killed Robin. Batman punches the moron right in the face, but what he doesn't see is the green-suited man pull a gun, aiming it directly at the back of Batman's head. Before the man can pull the trigger, Robin nails him in the back of the head with his trusty slingshot. He's getting really good at that. They board the Batplane to finish the job. It's time to get Vreekill. In his laboratory, the professor ponders over his criminal schemes, declaring himself the king of crime, when a voice says, "Well, King, your reign is about to be over." Batman knocks Vreekill into one of his machines with a thunderous left hook and tells the madman he's going to jail. Amazingly able to withstand a punch, Vreekill says, "Jail? You'll never take me to jail." So then he grabs a live wire and electrocutes himself, dying instantly. Astonished, Robin says he electrocuted himself. And that ever-witty Batman quips, "Well, he's saved the state the job." The next day, Bruce and Dick finish visiting the World's Fair, thankful nothing else went wrong during their visit. They end the adventure by breaking the fourth wall, telling everybody to go visit the World's Fair. Okay, guys,